Board games, board games. I might be talking about systems and people, but I'm not gonna shout. Here I am at National Theatre, where in a minute I'm going to enter for playtesting. But before, I'll be ranting for your ears. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. It's 10 a.m. UK time, time for Beats and Board Game Bladder, episode 987, I think. Yeah, just 2 weeks to go until my mega episode 1000 and me stopping my daily streaming. But today I wanted to just quickly chat about systems and people. I mean, by which I mean, let me give a small story. I used to go to this thing in Glasgow called a language tea cafe where people whose native language was all sorts of different things would go in, and the idea is that you're interested in some sort of language exchange. You're open to learning new languages, and it's about meeting people across cultures. There were some games played, I think, like Taboo, that sort of thing, and I myself brought Say Anything, which was such a wonderful thing. I mean, one of the designers, rest in peace, but um, Say Anything was a game where you'd write down stuff and then the judge would decide, okay, what's the best answer? What's their favourite answer? And then afterward, and everyone would vote on what they thought the judge was going to pick. And I had people coming over to my home one day to play games, and I thought, well, Bonanza, that's a game about people. That's a game all about the interaction. And to some degree, yes, it is. It's very much more about the people than, say, multiplayer solitaire roll and write. Um, I can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean, number nine's a multiplayer solitaire game. Why are all the roll and writes I'm thinking of right now not multiplayer solitaire? I mean, obviously, like Welcome to Your Perfect Home or Ganchon Clever, because someone drafts a dice that brings in a little bit more interaction. But then Agricola, there's more interaction because you're all about the denying. But then in Bonanza, yes, there's even more interaction, but still, it's there's a lot of systems. And I think, like looking back at what Richard Garfield said about luck and skill, it's not like the presence of one doesn't remove the other. And so we can have more systems or less systems. We can have more stuff about the people and less stuff about the people. I mean, Blood on the Clock Tower is all about the people. I mean, it's all about the interaction. It's about the lying, about the backstabbery, about the subterfuge. Can you fool other people? But there is also a lot more systems. I mean, there's no more people. I mean, there's no less peopling in Blood on the Clock Tower, I'd say, than One Night's Ultimate Werewolf. I mean, but the thing is, whatever systems there are, whatever rules there are, that's kind of like a barrier to entry. That's a prerequisite. It's like when in poker, to get into the bluffing aspects of the game, you first need to really understand the maths behind it and everything. By the same token, if you are to play a game and get into the lying, into the bluffing, you need to, same in any game, you need to understand the systems in order to be able to bluff and lie meaningfully. So then we get into, okay, what are some mechanics that are intrinsically people-based and what are some that are less? I mean, the auctions are more people-based. Obviously, drawing and communication is like one of the most people-based things there is, like social deduction adds a genre. But there's no denying that, like, when you've got a speed game where other people are trying to do something faster than you, I mean, that... And so I guess that's basically all I want to say. Um, recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other lights, recent highlights. Wrote a wee bit about photosynthesis for someone and then I copy pasted it in a couple of places. I might do a wee strategy guide, like a just to hey, here's some splurge of thoughts on Board Game Geek. I wrote an update for one of my Kickstarters, and I tried to include some personal stuff. I'm curious to see what people think of that, and I quickly made a deck, which I'm going to go and play testing. Brilliant thing, what's a little thing, which is brilliant. I mean, people is brilliant because you're kind of learning more about them, and it's like a communication. Like with Go, my placements of the stones on the board is a reply to your placements of the stones, and in that kind of direct game, like in photosynthesis, why I love it is, sure, the first placement is fairly obvious, but beyond that I'm really not sure. It all depends on what the other person does, and for me that's really fascinating. Then but systems are also great because you can sit there and ponder, and they allow you to use some structure, which is lovely, and it feels comforting. So they're all brilliant. Over to you, what's up? So you can share thoughts if you want to. I'm going to go and play test and write some stuff and hopefully find someone to. Yeah, that's my main objective today, just play testing. And I'm going to be play testing my deck construction game, as well as a game that's kind of like turn-based bidding once around and guessing whether other people are going to bid for the thing and outbidding them, or whether they're going to just destroy the stuff in the middle. And Tony, I 100% agree. Yes, games are about both, but it's about. I mean, sometimes it's okay to have a game that's not really about the people, that's about solo stuff or about multiplayer solitaire and just being alone together. And by the same token, sometimes it's like, how much do you want? I don't think it's ever a clear case of the more the better. But you caught me just as I'm wrapping up, and this is going to be my second to last Friday. Lots of love, and I hope you're all well, and I hope you have a brilliant Friday. And for now, bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching long. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching long. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.